Fonswa. This your man Kwame Shakur.
And it's your boy Alan Poole.
And we are the Fonswa Podcast. Fonswa.
Shout out to all them Fonswations out there, man.
Shout out to the
Fonswations. Seeing y'all, man, reviewing the podcast and rating that thing, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Man, they say we doing numbers right now.
Okay,
man.
well,
Our
shit.
First episode, we doing numbers.
Yeah, man. Hey, we blessed, man. Shit, we gonna keep it consistent for y'all, man. Try to keep that quality content coming every week. We might run up 2 times a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
shit,
it depends on what the people want. You know what I'm saying?
Depends. You know what I'm saying? Get these episodes up, man.
Yeah,
There's
man.
more content coming.
Oh yeah, man. So this is episode 2, and we back like a butt crack. You feel me? You feel me? We in here, man. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man, and we're gonna try to get y'all the best show that we can. You know what I'm saying? The best way we can. And yeah, man, whatever you do, just make sure you go and get some Dear Donnie merch. You know what I'm saying? The link will be in the description, in the bio and everything. And yeah, man, we really would like for y'all to start supporting us with this merch. This is how we're gonna be able to basically fund all this stuff. So if you like the Fonswa podcast, you like the information that you hear, you like how it goes, man, go home support us, man. Spend that little $20, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
help me feed my babies.
But right now, man, look.
What we got on the agenda today?
Right on the agenda, September 6th, man. I just want to say rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman one more again.
Oh yeah, we got to show love to the Black Panther,
rest in
man.
peace, gotta show love always, man.
Yeah. Wakanda forever. That's gonna be forever, man. What movie did we have as children that was that iconic? Other than Lion King.
You know, that was just on my mind, bro.
That's the first one you go to.
I swear to God, I was just finna say Lion. I said, other than Lion King, shit. I mean, we had the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans that came out.
What? The Tobey Maguire? I don't even...
You know,
I'm an 80s baby. I don't know what
the old Spider-Mans. The 02 Spider-Man.
I don't
With Doc Ock, and that was Spider-Man 2, and the Green Goblin.
But you know what? I never really was a Spider-Man fan.
Oh,
I was always more of
Spider-Man's the best. I mean, Spider-Man always number 1, and number 2 is Batman.
It was X-Men for me.
Okay, X-Men.
Like, Wolverine was like the best.
Wolverine, he up there.
I mean, for me, it was like the X-Men series is just...
Yeah.
Each one... I don't know any X-Men series. I mean, any X-Men movie in the X-Men series that was like horrible. I don't think.
It was a couple that I wasn't really messing with as far as the movie wise.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
Which one didn't you like? Do you remember?
I didn't like the one where they had Deadpool with his mouth covered and he couldn't talk. And he couldn't speak,
I remember that one.
Yeah, that one was real cheesy to me, man. I remember I got that one on bootleg. I wasn't even going to the movie theater.
He went to his local bootlegger.
The local bootlegger.
If y'all don't know, I used to be a local bootlegger. So support to all the bootleggers out there.
Shout out to the bootleggers out there.
My granddad
CDs
used to bootleg.
and DVDs.
Exactly. Get them CDs.
Look, mothers don't even use no DVDs no more.
5 for 20, you know what I'm saying?
It's all about them jailbroken fire sticks now.
That's what everybody using. Amazon got a corner on the market, man.
Oh, man. Big bucks.
Jeff Bezos really been he been running the bag up.
He been running it up, man. Shit, I know his wife took half, but he's still up. He still is the richest.
You know that
man
when she took half, that made him that made her like the 11th richest person in the country.
There you go.
It's like, it's crazy. Matter of fact, speaking of that, you heard about Dr. Dre?
Wife want $2 million a month.
Want $2 million a month. Have you seen the breakdown of that?
Fam, I was just telling you gotta pull it.
I think I got
pull
the
it up
breakdown.
right quick.
Hold on.
I was just telling my girl that this morning. I was like, fam, do you see this crazy ass break? Bro, she had $60,000 on education. And I said, educate where?
Bro, she had $900,000. She had $900,000 a month on entertainment. You spending
alone.
more money on entertainment than you spending on learning, baby. What you doing out here? What is you doing,
on entertainment
baby?
Alone?
I'm talking about she really was out. But I guess you know what I'm saying. I was talking to my old lady about it. She was basically saying like, yo, you know, why not? Why shouldn't she get what she want?
Nah, fuck all that.
I mean, she was like, why she don't get what she want? You know what I'm saying? I was like, cuz she ain't made one beat.
Listen, well, you gotta watch your lady, cause my mind said, hell nah, the shit bitch don't deserve no shit like that.
Oh man, I'm talking about like how you spending. Hold on, let me get this breakdown. I got to get this breakdown.
You gotta pull that breakdown.
Hold on, let me pull this breakdown. Okay, I got the breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to TMZ, she
who's always factual. We can always rely on.
Yeah, they're pretty accurate. Laundry and cleaning is $10,000 a month.
Just to clean some clothes now.
10 racks.
10 racks.
I'm trying to figure out, like, is there some special fabric softener that you use?
That's that new Tide. That exclusive Tide.
That exclusive Tide. You know what I'm saying? That's Ride. That's that Ride. Clothes are $135,000 a month.
God damn.
Now, she could just buy Dear Dunny and just be through with it. You know what I'm saying? She could spend 5 racks.
How much them shirts cost?
Man, these shirts cost $40, man. She could just go
man, $40 of the best quality material you gonna get on the market.
I'm talking about this ain't from Habib at the store, man.
What's
in
the
the mall,
screen
man.
print? This ain't no heat press either.
No, man, you
this
know
ain't
we
no
got to
heat
keep
press
it all the
either.
way. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna always pull them
Classy,
shameless
you know
plugs out for your boy Dear Donnie.
Right. So
what else she got on now?
Education, tuition, and living expenses $60,000 a month.
I'm just trying to see what college is she going to
A
at
month.
50 years old.
$60,000 would cover most colleges for a whole semester, right?
So she going back to school.
I don't know. I know both her kids is supposed to be like older. They like 19 and 22.
I thought they didn't have no kids together.
They got 2 kids together.
They do.
They got a daughter and a son. From
I was trying to figure it out this morning. I'm glad you found that information.
Yeah,
I couldn't find that.
Entertainment is $900,000 a month.
Wow.
You know, I don't know what kind of entertainment you're doing.
Maybe you're taking multiple trips across the country a year. A month. My bad. A month.
The only entertainment I know they can spend $900,000 a month is strip clubs. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. 100,000 in a strip club can't go fast if you're a baller.
If you're a baller, so charitable contribution. That's the one that got me.
What is that?
Charitable contributions, $125,000.
Wait, so you need spousal support for you to give charity?
You want me to give you money so you can
give to charity.
I can just get the money myself and just write it off. But I mean, I guess she trying to, get the back end for the tax.
Maybe that might be ties. Yeah,
that tax write off, son.
The ties at church.
The mortgage is $100,000 a month. Mind you, she want to give away more than she, you know what I'm saying.
The mortgage is
in education. And in what she stay at, she want to give more away. Right. Telephone, cell phone, email, $20,000 a month.
$20,000, expensive emails, my brother.
Them is some Hillary Clinton emails right there.
I was just finna bring up. My girl did have a private server. Now it's hard to delete 30,000 emails at one time.
I'm just saying, bro. That's a lot of emails. That's a lot of phone calls. I mean, my AT&T bill is like $172, and that's like the unlimited plan. So I'm trying to figure
that 170 on that Verizon is high.
I'm trying to figure out where she coming from. Like,
I'm trying to into my pockets.
I'm trying to work with you, boo boo, but you really you know what I'm saying? I really don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it. So that all comes out to roughly almost $2 million a month. Do you think she should have it?
Hell fuck no. Hell the fuck no.
You speaking from a man's point of view.
No. Because some women will say that too. Because look, I don't know if you noticed, but Summer Walker got into a little beef, you know what I'm saying, over the week with one of Future baby mamas.
Oh, for real? What that was about?
Yeah, the girl Eliza Rain, he got a child with, she wanted $53,000 a month from Future.
$53,000.
Now, mind you, Future already got 8 other babies. Well, this would be his 8th child. So 8 different children with 8 different baby mamas.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of on Future right there.
It's on Future, but you're not finna get $53,000 off of one child,
bro. Like I'm telling you, and we gotta zero in on this, brothers. Start wearing your condoms, man. Cause these women out here, you know what I'm saying, they need support. Yeah. And if you ain't got the money to support them, then you know what I'm saying, you really don't need to be having no children with them and laying down. When I went to jail, the one time I went to jail, I spent some time in jail. I'm black, so it was bound to happen.
If you're black, you got to go at least one time.
You got
at least for the experience.
It's just for the experience. But yeah, so I'm locked up, right? But I didn't do any felonies, right? So I was in on misdemeanor. And I had to do 6 months, bro. And I swear to you, man, the whole time I was in there, out of 200 men that was inside of the zone I was in, I would say roughly 93% of them was in on child support.
Whoa. I didn't know that. Wow. Child support.
Right. They were all in on child support, bro. So it made me like right then I knew right then I was like, no, I'm not gonna fall in that rabbit hole because they had it set up in the state of Mississippi where if you owed child support, they came and picked you up, they put you in jail. DHS could hold you for up to a whole entire year. I know a dude that had spent a year in jail for child support, got out for the weekend, they came back and picked him up again.
Yeah. How you gonna get that bread that quick though?
And that's the thing, like the way they had it set up, I don't know if it's still set up like this. This is back like in 2012. The way they had it set up was, so if you don't pay it, then even while you in jail, you still have to pay it. But while you in jail, you have to work, right? And most people's stuff goes to their fines or whatever, or if they have a certain amount of days, they have to work.
Straight to his child support.
No, it don't go to your child support.
Really?
So you just in there working. So they got free labor for this dude for a whole year. Cause it don't stop. The every month, even though you in jail, it continues to add up on you.
Wow.
So it's really like using the black family as a weapon against the black man to keep him incarcerated.
That's
for
part
free
of the
labor.
13th Amendment.
It's a part of the 13th Amendment, bro.
Wow.
So when I was young back then, I was still young. I was like out here, you know what I'm saying, messing around. After that, I stopped like messing with women like how I was.
Yeah, like, bro. That shit'll scare your ass a little bit, man.
Scare you, isn't it?
Sitting in jail cell on some goddamn child support because you can't wrap this shit up.
You can't wrap it up. And then they take your license from you, so you really can't go out legally and make no. They putting all the barriers in your way.
Yeah,
like,
first thing to tell you in the application, we need your driver's license and social security card.
Exactly.
You ain't got no license to get.
You ain't even got no license to get these folks.
Well, you better off getting goddamn a brick of that thing, and
which gonna put you in jail even more. Like it's bro, I'm telling you, man, they using the black family to dig a hole for these brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is wild, like, bro.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to chime in on that since we was talking about women, divorce, or whatever, man. Be careful who you dealing with, man. Be careful who you having children with, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, if you had a children by the wrong women, it's gonna be hell for you, bro. It's gonna be hell for you.
But not all women think that way. Like I was saying with that summer thing, you know, she went on her Instagram and her story, and said she want $53,000 a month. Women like this are so disgusting and sad. I feel so bad for this man. Where do y'all even find these type of women? And
the club.
Yeah. That's one way to get them.
I'm saying you in the club popping bottles trying to show you a baller. You
the
attracted.
stripper that's throwing the most ass on you should not be the baby mama.
It should not be. She should not be the one you choose to.
And I don't even know if future baby mama is Eliza Rain. Is she a stripper? I have no idea. Nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know any information on this.
I don't. You know me. I don't even keep up with that type of stuff. But what I do know
is
was
a lot of backlash on that, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's a woman saying that. You know, not
all women are on that, bro. Like I said, you have to take the time to find the right woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Like so many people just start as soon as you see some booty, you know what I'm saying, you trying to hit it, not realizing that there's so many other factors that come along with that piece of, you know what I'm saying, that piece of pleasure.
Ass, I'm telling
you. That piece of pleasure can cause you a lifetime of pain, boy. I'm telling you, that's what the OG told me. Be careful
who you lay down with, my brother.
Be careful who you lay down with, bro. So from the Fonswa podcast, brother, soon we gonna start putting out Fonswa condoms. I suggest you support.
Yeah.
I suggest you support, brother.
That's a good idea, goddamn. Animal skin. We don't deal with the latex.
You don't deal with the latex?
Go out there and skin a goat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For all my ladies out there allergic to the latex. Sacrifice a goat for these.
Oh yeah. What else we got on the agenda?
But moving on, man. Shit, I really want to get back to my boy Chadwick, man, because I had some more mathematics I wanted to break down. All right, break it down. Break the science down. Every week we gonna try to break down the science and this esoteric knowledge. You know what I'm saying, on the ritual they trying to run on us, bro. But let's get into it. So, you know, I went online the other day. I told you he was 42 years old when he died. Right. Now everybody been saying, you know, he was 43. He's 43. You know, when you Google it, right, it says his birth year, was 1976. I went on Wikipedia today. It said 77. Tell me why. I looked up his age on Google. It said 76. Then I went back to that same Wikipedia page, and it was switched to 76. I said, whoa, I know I'm not going crazy, because I tried to screenshot it so that I could show you on the podcast, right? I said, no, I can't be crazy, because I did the math on it when I seen it. I said, okay, so Wikipedia got it right. Came back to it, it was changed. Now, why would they do that? Why is the years switched up? And like I said, he played Jackie Robinson, which was 42. Now, let me break down 42. We all know 42. Have you ever heard of the 42 Laws of Ma'at, right?
Right. That's in Egypt, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have not stolen. I have not
done certain things,
stolen
right?
my neighbor's gold. I have not adulterated and things
so
like that.
So, for those who don't know, the 42 Negative Confessions of Ma'at was a spiritual system that they held in Egypt, right? In ancient Egypt, or what we call it Egypt today, but what it's usually referred to as ancient Kemet, right?
Exactly.
So, so what you would have to do is you would have to make a confession to say that you haven't done certain things. You haven't killed your brother. You haven't laid down with another man. You haven't been a thief. Right. You have to do these negative confessions, and this is how they accepted you into the spiritual system.
Now, the science on that and the real esoteric knowledge on that is that all of those would be false. Now, if you're a human, of course, you have done most of those things on that list.
Right.
The thing is, though, this reality that we living in is a matrix. It's a hologram. So it's not real. So you were never here. Your soul is always pure, even in this human flesh that you're at. So therefore, everyone, especially non-ether beings, people with, the carbon, melanated people, right. You know what I'm saying, in their bloodstream, in their system, in their skin, in their neurological being, is accepted no matter what. You have a key to that kingdom of heaven.
It don't mean you just get to do whatever in this life, though.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
there
that's
is
another
such thing
thing.
as karma.
Now, karma is just the law of cause and effect.
Right.
Now, if you buy into that law of karma, or whatever you want to call it, not even a law, because, you know what I'm saying, you have the laws of the universe, the natural law. Right, the
natural laws.
So, cause and effect, which I guess you would consider that karma. But, of course, if I punch your mama and you go out and punch me back, that's just cause and effect. You wouldn't call that karma. You can do whatever the hell you want. It's just about how you feel about that certain thing. So if you have an emotional tie, like, I did something wrong, then of course something wrong will happen to you. Ooh. Coincidentally, just by the energy signature you have on that action that you just committed.
Ooh, that's gang. That's Fonswa.
That's Fonswa. That's Fonswa.
Boy. I'm talking about that's major Fonswa.
Let me break this 42 down for you.
Break it on down, brother.
Fam, I was up this morning doing a lot of research on this, man, and I want to shout out my brothers, KT, the Arch Degree, on YouTube. He did a great video with Black Magic 363. It's out right now on Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman, the death of Chadwick Boseman. And in that video, he broke it down and he said, pretty much, you have the show Lovecraft Country, right?
I heard people talking about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Now, in Lovecraft Country, I'm a advocate for the show. I'm a big fan of this show. I think anybody who's out there, y'all should go watch this fucking show.
Why are you such
especially
a fan of
Black
it,
people? It breaks down so much shit, bro. So much science down. Now, if you're not familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, are you?
No.
H.P. Lovecraft is a horror writer from the 50s. Pretty much all your scary movies, Stephen King, things like that, come from H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay, so that's like the origin of
right. He's pretty much the father of
novels.
Modern horror, right, and scary movies.
I thought it was R.L. Stein, man. Them Goosebumps books.
Them Goosebumps was on point.
Wait, who remember them Goosebumps books back in the day, man? Okay,
that's the 80s baby shit right there.
Yeah. Are you afraid of the dark?
Yeah, all that. But H.P. Lovecraft really started all of that. But I want to say the reason he's so big in the occult community is because a lot of the monsters and things he was getting for these stories were channeled. He was getting it from his dreams.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Now, the guy you know, if he was alive today, he'll tell you, oh man, it's just dreams, it's just this and this, and I'm just a writer.
Right.
But really, he's made a whole pantheon of gods. You know what I'm saying? That people actually to this day, you know,
they subscribe to,
exalt, worship, whatever. You know, put out altars. And
now, I know Aleister Crowley, like
Aleister Crowley, right?
Okay. I know a lot of people follow him. If you don't know who he is, he was like this dude that was a part of the cult, and he was basically like the godfather of the cult for a lot of people. And they said that he basically was like
for white people.
Yeah, for a lot of white people.
For white
right?
people, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to just put it on white people because I heard that it was a lot of people, like especially in like the California era.
Oh no! He
that was,
definitely
like, following him.
Yeah, he definitely has a great work. His lodge, I think, is the Law of Thelema, is his sect of people that follow his teachings. You know what I'm saying? But he has a book called the Book of the Law, which a lot of elite white people that are into this occult shit look at as the Bible. I actually have the book in my room now. You know
I didn't even know that.
Right, but
so
in
what
that
is
book,
the book about?
In that book, he channeled a guy called Awas.
When you say channel, what do you mean?
Channel meaning you go into a deep meditation and you get downloads of messages from a being outside of this physical realm.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by channel.
Okay,
you know,
right.
You can channel dead people that have passed on and transcended. You can
channel. So you saying that the book was channeling?
Right. When he wrote the book, he was channeling a guy called Awas. Now, Awas, if you break that down, Awas is just another form of Osiris. Right? You've heard of Osiris.
Going back to Egypt.
Egypt. That's exactly where he went. He, I think it was in April in the 1908. He went to Egypt. And he stayed out there for a certain amount of time and pretty much damn near died, starved himself, just went out there in the middle of the sand, you know, by the Great Pyramids. And, you know, while he was in this near-death state, meditative state, the guy came to him, Awas, and gave him, you know, the teachings of the Book of the Law.
I always find that interesting that, like, people who segregate themselves from the rest of humanity and go on like those pilgrimages.
Right, it was exactly.
Like even if you're talking about like Abrahamic religions, like Muhammad went inside the cave and that's when he saw Jabril.
There you go.
The angel.
Right.
Or even if you're talking about Jesus, he went in, you know, the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
What do you think
Noah
that is?
went out on the ship.
Yeah, Noah went up to the mountain by himself.
Yeah.
I think it's
Jonah in the well.
Jonah in the well, right? So
exactly.
It's like, well, like, you know, that is something there about being by yourself in nature that does something to people.
That's when they say spirit will come to you. You know what I'm saying? On your last kind of leg, or just even fasting for a certain amount of time and doing that spiritual work. Right. You know what I mean? Not eating.
I can honestly tell you, bro. Being real, I can honestly tell you, I fasted before. Mm-hmm. I definitely felt totally different afterwards.
Oh yeah, of course. It's hard for a lot of people to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll understand that their ego is hard to beat. You understand that that's the real enemy is yourself.
Is yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Because you fighting that, man. Damn, I'm so fucking hungry. Damn, I'm hungry. That voice in your head is going crazy. A lot of people in those Snickers commercials, you see motherfuckers be having it. Right. Bro, you're not yourself when you're hungry.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
You got just motherfuckers just take over you. Your ego just take over and you start to have a bad attitude and lash out at motherfuckers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hungry.
Because you hungry. You know, they call it hangry and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hangry.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. That's the spiritual work. That's why it's good to fast, you know what I'm saying, on certain occasions. But anyways, back to the law of 42. So we got the 42 laws of Ma'at. Now 4 plus 2 equals what?
4 plus 2 equals 6, right?
Right, 6. Now in the occult world, 6 is really sex.
6?
6 is really sex. Now sex, meaning male and female coming together, makes sex, right?
Okay.
Right. So in that show, right, in the Lovecraft Country, he had a dream. He was having a dream. The first episode, it starts off, he's having a dream that he's back in the war, right? Because he's an army vet or whatever, the black guy. Now, it's black and white.
Spoiler alert also.
Spoiler alert. This is just the first part of the show. So it's black and white as it starts off. Now, when he gets over the trenches and starts running, you have all these aliens and beings and different like explosions and stuff happening around. It's crazy, right?
Right.
Then you have one of H.P. Lovecraft's monster, Cthulhu. Now, Cthulhu, if you don't know, is one of the famous monsters from the Lovecraftian mythology. And it's the big squid character or whatever. So, Cthulhu's about to eat my guy, right? And then all you have is Jackie Robinson come with a bat and slices Cthulhu in half and kills Cthulhu.
Jackie
Robinson.
Wow.
First episode of this show,
wow,
which aired, what was that, August? The beginning of August.
Okay.
And then you have a guy who played Jackie Robinson die on Jackie Robinson Day at the age of 42. Law of 42. Now, we're not done yet, right? So you got this.
Break it
so
on down, brother.
now, let me also just tell you, Cthulhu, is said to be, like I said, this is the cult understanding, is your soul, pretty much. Cthulhu is your soul. Now,
Cthulhu is supposed to be a symbol for the soul.
For the soul, right?
Okay.
Your primordial soul. They call it chaos, right? So chaos just means a possibility for any type of creation. You have a possibility to create anything you want. So before creation, it's chaos, right?
Right.
So Cthulhu, you're not necessarily supposed to kill Cthulhu because Cthulhu really is you. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, what do they call us all the time? They beast, a monster, savage,
thugs.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That Cthulhu energy, that monster, that should be a compliment to you because that's saying that you come somewhere before this moralistic, let me be assimilated to this white man's world type of thing. You see what I'm saying? So you are something even more powerful. Cthulhu is one of the most powerful monsters and deities out there. You see what I'm saying? So that's a compliment to you. So when they say mark of the beast 666, you understand that 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, carbon beings. Melanin is made from the carbon element. So moving on.
You got, brother. I see you. Break the science down, then, brother.
Now, like I said, I shout out my brothers, KT and Dreamwise, for really breaking this down for me and opening up my eyes. I'm gonna show you one thing I added to their breakdown later on. But Black Panther 2 is supposed to come out in 2022.
It is?
That's when
they're gonna do it again.
They gonna start.
I wonder how they gonna do it with Chadwick Boseman.
Now, the right way to do it, because in the let me get in frame. In the comics, Black Panther actually goes into he either dies or he goes into a coma, and who takes over as Black Panther is his sister Shuri.
Ooh, I liked her character. Anyway.
You see what I'm saying?
Her character was dope.
Now it's kind of
you talking about the one that's smart, right?
The one that's smart that healed the white man and all that, right? Yeah. And she was pretty much the scientist,
right? She was the scientist of Wakanda.
Exactly.
The head scientist.
Right. So Shuri, I think they're setting it up for her to be the new Black Panther. Now the actor that plays Shuri is named Letitia Wright. Right.
Okay.
Now, in Lovecraft Country, you have, I know you haven't seen it, but did you see the poster of it? You got the man and...
I saw that it was Jussie Smollett's sister, right?
Exactly. Guess what her name is in that show?
What?
Letitia. Right? So, you got Letitia coming in 2022, 2 + 2 + 2 = 6, the Law of 42, as the new Black Panther.
Wow.
They setting it up.
They setting it up.
Come on, man. Come on.
It's just I was in the dark about all that, bro.
Look, there it is right there. Letitia.
Oh, yeah.
That's her name in the show. Letitia Wright. Or Letitia Lewis in the show, and then Letitia Wright is the actor for sure. So, you got that, and then you also have, I don't know if you understand the Great Pyramids, the angles of the slope of the Great Pyramid is 42. So you have 42 on this side, right, on the angle side, and then up the flat side is 51, right? So 42 on the corner side and 51 on the 51 degrees on the slope side.
And this is the pyramids.
This is the pyramids. Now, the Great Pyramid is angled at the same angle as the perception of a rainbow. So if you take the rainbow, raindrops anywhere along an angle of 41 degrees from the viewer, you see the rainbow. And then they hold a secondary rainbow that's at an angle of 51 degrees, right? So that's just the angle of light that hits the raindrops to create that color spectrum that you see in the sky.
Wow.
Is 42 degrees, and then the double rainbow holds 51 degrees.
So the 42 is strong.
The 42 is strong. The 42 literally is pyramid energy. You see what I'm saying?
So you got it going to Negative Confessions in the Maya.
Mm-hmm.
You got it with the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
Today
with the rainbow.
You got it with what's going on with Chadwick Boseman and what's going on just period.
Exactly. With the Lovecraft Country show and things, and they big on that show is big on racial divide and racism because it's set in the 50s.
Which that's what was going on for the most part, right?
And now you have a full flip of the same stuff kind of going on today. But that was the segregation. So when Jackie Robinson is like literally the first person you see in the show, it's like, what are they trying to say?
42.
And he's wearing his jersey, 42, and killing Cthulhu with the bat. Yes, like when I tell you, you gotta watch this show.
See, man, I was never into like a lot of the esoteric stuff.
Yeah.
Esoteric stuff, right?
Yeah,
that wasn't never my like specialty. So when I hear somebody actually break it down, it's like, wow, I didn't even know all those coincidences or all those, things.
But the people who run this world have that type of knowledge from, like I said, the later day Egyptians, brought that down to them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The Gnostics.
Who do you think the Egyptians really were?
I mean, obviously they were black people.
You got some people think that like they were aliens. You got some people that think they were Greek. Some people think they were.
Well, how could you say they were Greek when Greece came after the?
Well, I mean, they believe that they came from that part of Mesopotamia.
And then even if you say Greece, ancient Greece, there was black people walking around ancient Greece.
True. But I think that's just what certain people say, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there, so I don't actually know. According to the Bible, you know what I'm saying, that the Egyptians were supposed to have been darker people, right?
Right.
So I'm trying to just figure out, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think? Because some people think that the Egyptians were really like Anunnakis. That's why you have on the wall, you have all these different symbols, and you have people who look like they had animal heads, but at the same time they didn't. They had human bodies and right.
I think as far as the animal heads go, I think that was more a metaphor of what power that animal had. Because if you look at animals today,
it was actual being that was an animal.
It's not an actual animal. No human with a jackal head or a falcon head or like.
Well, why not? We don't know.
I'm looking at it like you gotta look at things as they speak in symbols.
Right.
So a symbol, you don't take a symbol at face value. If there's a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a symbol is worth 1,000 pictures.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And that's not my bar. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, that's me studying and doing the knowledge. But you have
that boy is deep.
We getting there. I know we got to start off deep, and then we gonna end on a lighter note. But I just want to say, as far as those Egyptians go, you got to look at it metaphorically. If you look at a cat always lands on his feet. Cat is very aware of itself. Very agile, very able to stretch and get into small spaces and things like that.
Right.
You look at that would be a superpower if a human could have that type of power. If you look at a hawk, how it could fly, things like that would be a superpower.
So let me ask you something on top of that. Who you think actually built the pyramids? Do you think actually human beings built the pyramids, or do you think it was the Anunnakis, or what do you think? I mean, certain people, like I said, I'm just going off what other people think.
There's different theories out there, but I mean, if you think about us actually having our spiritual psychic powers back in the day and not having a person over us or them trying to oppress or, you know, anybody, just free spiritual energy, I think it's definitely possible. I think they weren't trying to do nothing but reflect what they seen from above in the astral realm. You see what I'm saying? Those pyramids are energy centers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People used to go there and meditate and bury themselves there because the way the structure is set up, it's set up to align with the stars above. You know what I'm saying?
Which has always been weird to me because some of the oldest pyramids aren't even in Egypt. They're in like Louisiana and
it's pyramids all over the world, which means those same people that are in Egypt were also all over the world.
They're just not on the same scale as Egypt.
Well,
I don't know any of them other ones.
I mean, I wouldn't even say same scale. I would say they probably were on the same scale.
I mean, when I say same scale, I mean they weren't as big as the ones that are in Egypt. I don't see any that
well, you have pyramids
massive.
bigger. You have pyramids that are bigger.
Really, where?
You got some. I think
that's as massive.
Yeah, you have some just as massive as the pyramids of Egypt. Even you look at Angkor Wat. You know what that is?
No, what is that?
Angkor Wat is one of the 8th wonders of the world. Let me actually look it up because
pull that up.
So I don't want to pull up no bad information for it.
Yeah, Angkor Wat. Yeah, let me see that.
Okay, Angkor Wat is a temple complex in Cambodia and the largest religious monument in the world on a site measuring 402 acres.
Ooh.
So literally, you can take a look at that. Here got some images right here. Look how crazy that is. Wow. And they just discovered that. You see what I'm saying? When did they discover it? Was that 19?
This thing is huge.
It's huge.
Y'all need to look this up. This thing is
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat.
In Cambodia, right?
ANGKORWAT. Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's...
So, the ones in Egypt aren't the largest.
No, they aren't the largest. They're just the most famous. That's all. But, you know what I'm saying, on a even, like, deeper level,
right.
You know, it's been theorized that people could actually transport themselves to other pyramids around the world. It was almost like an airport. Like
that's what I'm saying. Is because there's got to be some connection.
That's crazy.
Between... there's something
for them to be all over the world.
They all over the world, bro. They
literally sitting there.
That's like if we were today, if like we were all to be extinct today,
right?
And then somebody came along, some people survive, and then they like today start looking up like how they look up the dinosaur bones or whatever, right. Or they like how they looking at the pyramid, and you see airports everywhere, all around the world, runways. But you don't know runways, but you don't know what these. Obviously, they're all connected in some type of manner, right?
They have to be. They sit on the ley lines of the earth. You know, I don't know if you know that we have these electromagnetic lines that connect around the earth. You know what I'm saying? They make ley lines. Right. And the pyramids sit directly on those points of connection and things like that. So, them being so advanced and being so ancient makes you wonder, like, what happened?
Now, yeah, it's definitely a mystery for the ages. Like, what really is this thing, man? Who really did this stuff? Like, what? Like, we don't know because we weren't there. But at the same time, it's like, man, it's definitely a major mystery that I think about regularly. Like, where did we come from with this stuff, man? Because you got, like I said, you got these pyramids all the way in Louisiana.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got these pyramids.
They're finding
everywhere.
some underwater. I think I wish I had that article up. I want to say Wisconsin. Right,
because the sea levels rise.
They found a pyramid underwater. A few pyramids underwater.
In Wisconsin.
Let me look that up right quick.
Yeah, look that up, man. So yeah, man, that's anybody that's in the Egyptology that might have, like, you know what I'm saying, some clarification about that, just hit us up on the Fonswa podcast at Gmail email account and get with us, man. We'd like to talk to y'all about that. Like, if you really got some stone cold evidence, or if you really know what you're talking about, or
just DM the podcast on IG at Fonswa podcast.
Right, you could do that as well. So just get at us, man, and let us know, like, What do you think? Because
actually looking this up, bro, I found multiple pyramids underwater. They got one in Portugal. Cuba's got a whole entire city underwater. They claim that to be Atlantis that they found.
The Atlantic City.
They got underwater Japanese pyramids as well.
Yeah.
So this is insane, bro. It's like so much they're not telling us, and that's not in the history books that has been lost. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's almost to a point to where they don't want us to know, because maybe we'll actually see who we really are and where we really come from.
Well, that's the way you keep people controlled, right? By keeping them ignorant. If you don't know who you are and I know who you are, I can exploit that. Mm-hmm. That's part of my strategy, like, right? So, like I said, nobody's gonna tell you that. No one that's trying to benefit off of you is gonna tell you how to free yourself, because they benefit off your slavery, right? So that's just part of the game. But it is your job as an individual to find that, you know what I'm saying, that
know
that divinity.
Thyself. Know thyself.
That's what all of the great ones used to tell us, right? From Elijah Muhammad to going all the way back to the Egyptian days. Know thyself, right? So that's important. One of the things I think that a lot of people don't understand about themselves is that you have divinity within your soul, right? But depending on how you, like you said earlier, the way that you view things, it can change the way that, you know what I'm saying, how everything plays out for you.
I seen a post earlier this week saying that how could you be a god and a goddess and still think racism and white supremacy exists? That doesn't exist to a god, would it? How could someone be supreme over a god?
Ooh, that's a cold one.
So when you look at yourself,
that's something to think about,
and you see yourself as a king, a queen, a god, a goddess, then you look at your life and you want to call yourselves being oppressed, or say you have an oppressor, or white supremacy and racism exists.
You your only oppressor.
Exactly. Those two things wouldn't even line up.
Right, you know, right. Because how could you be supreme? God is supreme.
Exactly.
Omnipotent and supreme. So if you God, how can God be ruled by something lesser than him? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a direct contradiction.
It's all in your mind. It's in the mentality. And back to that Lovecraft Country, that's what they're starting to figure out through the show. You'll see the unraveling with the segregation, and even though it was highly more racist back in the day.
So what? So are we guys? If we were oppressed, right? And these people were over us, how could we be God then? Because
I'm saying, how could somebody be over you?
Well, I mean,
now just by the law of the land and things like that, like
not even just the law of the land, just the fact that me and you are speaking English right now shows a form of domination, right?
I mean, yeah, but I'm speaking from when I was born. So if I'm born into this reality, like I said, I'm a soul at the end of the day, living a human experience. So therefore, what you're seeing, me and you talking, like I said, just back to the 42 laws of my, I have, because why? I was never here. So yeah, I mean, you could do all the oppression you want to my body, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
This physical flesh.
Exactly, but my soul is always pure and free and divine.
I think that's something that, man, we really gotta start looking at, like, right, this soul, because what I realized is a lot of the oppression is mental.
Exactly.
It's dealing with it's dealing with
your
spirit.
I can't do this because white folks, and what these white folks at my job, and
right then you didn't put a limitation on yourself.
Exactly. You actually calling them white supremacists is giving them a compliment. That's them. That's
that
you saying I'm over you. Exactly.
I mean, I'm supreme. I'm better than you.
So anytime
you admitting that they better than you.
Exactly. Anytime you want to bring up, you know what I'm saying, what they done to us, and show black folks getting shot, and say we need to go out and say Black Lives Matter, and protest, and tell people that they need to treat us better, you just showing that you are lower than them. They have complete control over your life and your fate as a human.
So with the current climate right now, and with everything that's happening with Black Lives Matter that's going on with black men and black people in general, I don't even just want to say black men, because there are a lot of black women and children that have been murdered as well, right? Mm-hmm. By the police and by just being by each other, right? So, yeah, like how would you what would you advise someone to do in this situation that we're in? How do we combat this? How do we go further with this without, doing it how you saying, making them supreme?
How would I combat what? Just
what's going on? Because this stuff is really going on.
I mean,
right?
What's the goal? What's the goal? What do you want to be successful in life? What's your goal? That's what you have to look at. So first, figure out what do you desire. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever you is desire, you focus on that, and you focus on nothing else. And then you know thyself, and then you go within, and you do everything in your power to manifest what you desire. It's not just about I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna pray. You have to go out and act on those opportunities that will be given to you. They will be given to you if you focus.
The universe will move it on.
It'll move it out the way for you.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even be able to have a black person with multi-billions coming from the south side of Chicago like Kanye West if it wasn't for, you see what I'm saying, him actually saying fuck what everybody else think. Fuck white supremacy, fuck racism, fuck all that. I'm finna still do it.
Ooh. Against all odds.
Against all odds. It doesn't matter.
It's not so crazy that you brought up Kanye, man, because Kanye really has broke a lot of barriers. Like, he was the first person I ever known that had a rap song dedicated to Jesus that was in the club, and people was just like really wild into it, man. When that used to come on, when we used to be back in the day, when they used to have Jazzy's and all these other clubs in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? They used to put that on, and people. I
wasn't outside back then, so I wouldn't.
Nah, you was too young for that, brother. I was too young for that, but we was sneaking in. You know,
right.
Thank you, Leroy, for the fake IDs. You know what I'm saying? So,
shout out to Leroy.
Shout out to Leroy for the fake ID. I don't know where you at right now, brother, but you contribute to some of the best times of my life. Thank you so much.
Nah, that's real.
Nah, but yeah, like going back to what you were saying, like an individual that's like Kanye West, but he gets deemed crazy so much.
Yeah.
Like whatever he does, it's always seen as him just doing the most. But then when you look back, like 3-4 years, you know what I'm saying, later, it's like, he was on to something.
Exactly. I wanna stay there at the Kanye West topic because he actually did an interview with Nick Cannon.
I saw that, but I haven't watched it yet.
But I want to get back to that 42. One more thing. I got one more thing to say on that.
Go ahead.
Now you all know his. I just broke down how the Great Pyramids and the angles of light with the rainbow, how those coincide, right?
Right.
42 and 51.
Right.
Now, we all know of a new rapper out called 42 Doug.
Who?
Right. You know 42 Doug?
Nah. That's how you know you getting old. When they start naming rappers and you be like, who?
You know 42 Doug, man.
42 Doug. Who was that?
When from
I know 21 Savage.
From Lil Baby.
I don't know nothing about no 42 Doug. Who is that? Let me see. I ain't never heard this song a day in my life.
You ain't never heard? All right, what about
bruh, I'm not I'm
you know, he got
the
song
baby.
with Lil Paid, I said Lil Paid. With Lil Baby, he got We Paid and Grace off the new album.
I don't really listen to Lil Baby. Like I'm not a Lil Baby fan. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm so old now that I don't listen to that.
Oh man, I wish I had another young.
See you younger than me, so
because
you like,
it's a new rapper out called 42 Doug.
Bro, I'm getting old. That's how I know I'm getting old. Cause I don't know half of these rappers.
You follow the Shade Room?
I don't follow the shit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not into
as a new podcaster, bro. You gotta follow what the culture now. From now on, you gotta be up on it, man. Because look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know.
Frankie Beverly and Maze, some Sade.
I don't know a lot of these new rappers either. You know what I'm saying?
My rapper, you know when my rapper stopped? The lasting legacy of Lil Wayne. That's when that last end when he was.
You still keep up with Drake, right?
I really never was a Drake fan. Like I like his singles, but
Kendrick?
I was never like a Kendrick. That would be my last rapper. I was in J. Cole, Big Crit, Kendrick. So that was my era.
You update your cell phone if they put out new shit, or you just kind of go back to their old albums.
A lot of, you know what? I spend a lot of time listening to like underground music.
Okay. So yeah, I've been in the car with you. It's definitely not 42 Doug playing.
No, it's not 42 Doug, bro. And if I'm playing some like some hardcore rap, it's gonna be something like FT Hop Out, Fruitown Hop Out, or it might be somebody like Hot Sauce from the Jungles in California. It's a rapper called Hot Sauce.
But even like Jay-Z, as old as he is, you know, Jay-Z, he still keep his ear to the streets. But I think that's more on him being a big music.
Well, that's his market. That's how he makes money.
Yeah, that's him doing.
For me, I'm just a consumer, right? So for me, and I also like listen to other people like in the city, like Coke Boomaye, Dono Vegas. You know what I'm saying? D-O-N-O Vegas. That's somebody that I actually shot his video, so I'm in tune with him. I'm just in tune with like a lot of specific artists. Yeah. But when it comes to the overall like Moneybagg Yo and all these other new artists like Lil Baby and Lil Uzi Vert, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I love Uzi. But back to the 42 though. So it's a new rapper called 42 Dugg. Okay. So, you know, he's been big in today's time. Now, the running joke online is that 42 Dugg he's short. He's a shorter guy, you know what I'm saying? A lot of pictures of him, you know, with fans that's 12 years old. He's even smaller and shorter than they are.
Wow, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, here's a bunch of memes out with people standing on their knees with the shoes right there and rapping on the mic.
The internet is undefeated.
They undefeated.
The internet is undefeated.
So, you know, when they was talking about the Law 42 and, you know, all these 42 synchronicities coming up with Lovecraft Country and Chadwick Boseman, I just looked up, I said 42 Dugg, you know what I'm saying? I know that's 42. I looked up his height, bro. And when I was telling you about the Great Pyramids and the 42 to 51, guess what his height is as 42 Dugg?
What?
5'1". It's right there, bro.
It's good. It's just funny because it's all just like
it's all lining up, bro. That's why I said I had something to add to, you know, my boy KT Arch Degree and Dreamwise, their breakdown of 42, and it was like, hold on, this nigga 42 Dugg is 5'1", correlating to the 42 degrees of the Great Pyramids and the 51 degrees.
That brother's a pyramid. 42 Dugg.
Come on, here, pyramid energy manifesting in a whole rapper out here, bro. Yeah, that shit had me.
So is he the next one then?
I mean, Jay-Z put him as, you know, one of the top people.
Jay-Z did that?
Yeah, you know, he comes out with a list of songs that he was fucking with, and both of the songs that he was featured on Lil Baby's album was on there. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like I said,
where did you find that? What did how do you find that list with Jay-Z?
He puts it up on Twitter.
He puts it up on Twitter.
Yeah,
he has a Twitter account.
It's he don't have a Twitter, but
I don't think Jay is on social media.
It's like a Rock Nation thing.
Okay, so he goes through the Rock Nation brand.
Let me see Jay-Z song list.
Yeah, man. So you know, I really.
But yeah, that was just crazy for me to sit up there and get all that information and actually have a rapper be manifested that had the height of 5'1" and be named 42 Dugg. Like, come on. It don't get no better than that.
All of it just coincided.
All of it coincided. And you're not going to get this information nowhere but the Fonswa podcast.
Only on
Please
Fonswa, baby. Only on Fonswa.
Fonswa, podcast. Fonswa. Put that plug in there.
Fonswa forever.
Bro, I'm telling you, when I went and seen that, I said, oh, yeah. This shit, that's spirit talking, my bro. That's spirit talking.
Oh, yeah.
And those pyramids I was talking about in Wisconsin, it's they're at the bottom of Rock Lake, in east of Madison, in the town of Lake Mills, lies ancient pyramids, a 200-foot-long figure made of rocks and ruins. So, you know, it's just
they everywhere. Bro, I would love to have like a time traveling machine and go back to see what these things what they were used for, because I know they had to be. That means if they in Wisconsin and they're in Egypt and they're in Asia and Cambodia and they're in all these places, that means human beings they had a system set up where they all was a part of something.
Exactly.
Now, what that was, we don't know, but it was something that everyone was a part of. It was a system that everyone participated in. Mm-hmm. The only people that I don't see any pyramids in is in Europe. Like, that's the only place I've never heard of a pyramid.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you have them. You definitely.
I don't know if they are, but I've never heard of one.
Yeah.
Look that up, dude. Let me.
Yeah. Let's see if there's pyramids in Europe.
Let's see if there's any pyramids in Europe right quick.
Like
let's see.
They're definitely on every continent.
Let me see. Pyramids in Europe.
And that just more proves that, you know what I'm saying, they had to be some type of a transport system. You know what I mean? To be all over like that. Like, you know. Motherfuckers had the knowledge back in the day, boy. I'm telling you.
Okay, so Bosnian pyramid. So there's supposed to have been one in Bosnia, which is East Europe. So according, there's supposed to have been one in Bosnia. It's called the Ancient Pyramid. It's supposed to be 12,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing this like I said, like thousands of years ago. So man,
you talking about some people who've already been here millions of years.
Right.
You know like, come on now, like you don't think like in a million years, how much evolution could you have? Like,
I think with us, we think like, oh well, this is the highest that we can get as far as evolution.
2020 is not the height of our intelligence. I'm telling you, it's actually on the lower side.
It definitely, when you really think about it, it's technology wise, it seems that way. But when you look at the mind state of the people, we definitely dumbed down. I believe that the people before us were way smarter, right?
Yeah, but I also think it was done on purpose, though, not by someone else, but by ourselves.
Well, that goes back to what we were saying before. Like you have to like keep these people ignorant.
Yeah, no, I mean,
in order to control them.
Necessarily, we at the height of our reign, the pyramids actually came when the dynasties were actually on their way out, like kind of like
when Ramses.
Yeah, that's like the end of our reign. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, we just built that like, oh shit, we got to build something so these niggas can remember later on. You know what I'm saying? But I think we went into ignorance. And like I said, this just coming from me reading books and learning, you know what I'm saying, and reading different things.
What's a good book about pyramids in Egypt and the 42 Negative Confessions of Maya? What's like a good book to like read up on the subject? You have, I know that Dr. Ben had a lot of them.
Yeah, Dr. Ben.
Baba Ashwa Kwesi.
I want to say.
Who else? Who else was into like Egyptology? I know Baba Kwesi. He was like deep into it. Like he was like a real live professional.
I have a book, Gerald Massey, Ancient Egypt: The Light of the World, and that's just like a big. That's like a big textbook of just all the scriptures and what they call hieroglyphics, kind of decoded, and he goes in. You know what I'm saying? This is a white man writing this book, pretty much telling you that they were black. He's telling you verbatim, that's black shit. All that pyramid and Osiris, Isis, and
it's in Africa. People like try to make it like Egypt is in the Middle East. No, it's connected to the continent of Africa.
It's been proven.
So there was some black people involved, whether it was the Nubians or whatever. It was, come on, man. Like,
if you even want to get deeper, the European centric white folks that you see today weren't even existent. They didn't exist back then. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that one.
If you want to go back to that lineage, like this is coming from the ISIS papers.
Dr. Francis Cress Wilson.
Francis Cress Wilson, right? 6,000 years ago would be when they were first, made, created, or however you want to say it.
Right.
You see, so. I'm not, ain't no anti-Semitism and, all that shit, racism or whatever, but you got to deal with facts. And a lot of people didn't even want to debate her on that because they knew she had the facts to back that up.
She had the facts, that she had the sources.
You know what I'm saying? She actually went to those countries and went to those ruins and things like that. Right. It's one of the reasons why they shoot the noses off all those statues and
who was the guy that did that? He was rolling
Napoleon?
with no, it wasn't Napoleon. It was Napoleon, right? Napoleon supposedly thought that the Egyptians and the Gizas was supposed to be like white, but then when he saw the noses, he was like, "Oh no, these some
niggas.
These are some niggas. Like, these the same people we enslaving right now.
Some Nagas.
These are some Nagas, exactly, right? If you want to go through the Ethiopian, the G's language with it, it's like, yeah, these are some kings, and that we have enslaved right now. So because I'm so invested in, this being us, since this not us, I'm just gonna destroy it because.
Exactly.
But even when he tried to destroy it with all those cannons, he still couldn't do nothing but blow the nose off. He couldn't even destroy the whole face.
Yeah. Like
so
I
that's
said,
like crazy.
Some noses were left. Like I said, these statues and ruins and things, they're all over the world. So he couldn't get to all of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if have you heard of a place called Easter Island? Off of the coast. That's of where they was Chile.
No, it's not. I'm thinking about Jekyll Island when they had the Federal Reserve. What's Easter Island? Easter
Island has these big heads, in the ground, like these big ass statues of these people here. I'm gonna show it to you. Check that out.
Oh yeah, I have heard of those.
Right,
I've seen those before.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the examples of like, come on, like.
I think about that though, bro. Like how did they even carve that head in the pyramids like that? Or how did they even with if you're talking about South America when you start Central America when you start talking about the Olmec heads, right? Right. It's like how did they even carve that? That looks like somebody just did that today. Mm-hmm. How did they have the technology back then to carve that so perfect?
Yeah. And that's what's so crazy about it. Even when you go to these, what's the right word for that? I keep calling them ruins, but what is?
What you mean?
What's the right word for temples or ancient temples, and what do we call them? What's the word for that?
I always thought it was ancient temples.
Right. It's another word I'm thinking of. But anyways, when you go back to those, they always say, what do they always say? We don't even have the technology today to recreate this. So it had to be aliens because there's no way that ancient people, brown people, black people at that were running around the world thousands of years ago creating shit that we can't even create today.
Yeah, we can't even recreate today. And obviously they weren't
come on.
Obviously they weren't what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe. Obviously they weren't primitive, right? If they had that type of technology, they had to have some type of advancement in culture.
Come on.
Spirituality, because just even for
that's
you
what
to
you gotta
spiritually to want to even do that.
The spirituality was the technology of the day. You see what I'm saying? That was the supreme technology, not this black screen, black mirror we look into today. You know what I'm saying? Come on, that's why they show Ancient Aliens is kind of some racist ass shit. Everything is aliens, nigga.
Everything is aliens. You're an alien.
Right.
You're an illegal alien.
Yeah, exactly. Illegal alien.
But we finna get ready to wrap it up, man. We finna go to the second part of the podcast. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Fonswa.
And we're back.
Fonswa.
Now look, we promised y'all we'll have a special guest. Actually, the third member of the team. We're gonna give him a call. Fred the FreshGod. So go ahead and call him up, Kwame.
We can't find Fred.
See what he's talking about on these next few topics.
See what Fred at, man. Gotta answer the phone too.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be in jail. Fonswa.
What's going on? I can't call it my guy. What you got going?
Man, out here, man. Hey, doing the time, man. Ain't letting the time do me, my brother.
Oh, that's what's up. That's Fonswa, bro. That's Fonswa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But look,
we got you on the microphone to the people. You said you couldn't be here physically.
Don't incriminate yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hide the cell phone, you know what I'm saying, when the people come, you know what I'm saying, so.
Already, I got it. Hey, tucked away, man. I had it in the roof at the top.
Okay, all right. That's Fonswa. That's Fonswa,
On the
right?
ceiling, I mean.
That boy say he had it on the. That boy say he had it on the ceiling.
Yes, sir.
They gonna have to reach high to catch him. But yeah, man, we got a few topics that we want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying
Get
about.
your opinion
Get your
on.
opinion on. You know what I'm
how to do
saying.
it.
So what's the first one?
Definitely.
Man, niggas out here flying, man. You know, shit, they got a
And
real...
I got some game to give you, my brother.
Hey, bring that game, bro, because we going to need it on this next topic, man. They said they found Iron Man in L.A.
They find Iron Man in L.A.
Start.
Man, it was reported that a man in a jetpack flying 3,000 feet in the air.
Real live on the start.
Real live Iron Man. Let me just play this clip for y'all, man.
Play the clip. Play the clip.
Reporting. This ABC 7 from L.A.
For an American Airlines jet about to land. Bizarre and close encounter for an American Airlines jet about to land at LAX last night. The pilot of that American Airlines plane called air traffic control to report a man wearing a jetpack flying near his plane. The tower tapes just released.
The tower, American 1997. We just passed the guy in a jetpack.
American 1997, okay, thank you. Were they up
His
to your
mind
left
is
side or right
blown.
side?
Off the left side, maybe 300 yards or so, about our altitude.
That jet was flying at an altitude of 3,000 feet at the time of this encounter. The tower then warned other approaching flights to be on the lookout for a man with a jetpack. That incident under investigation. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great AB.
Man.
Crazy.
Look,
Crazy.
what you think about that,
Real
Fred?
live Buzz Lightyear.
That's what I see. Buzz Lightyear.
To infinity and beyond.
To infinity and beyond. Once
And
more.
beyond.
Man, look,
These
I don't know
really
no
too-
jet. I don't know no jetpacks that go 3,000 feet in the air, man.
I'm just saying, man.
No, man.
Where you get that from? I don't know, man. I just don't know on that one.
I believe I can fly.
That's the one Michael Jackson flew in on the Super Bowl. He had the jetpack. That's Michael Jackson jetpack. He flew in the Super Bowl.
You know what? It might be, man. It might be. That's
Where
ancient
he was
technology.
Mike's birthday was a few days ago, so y'all think he was
Last
just
week.
flying it in memory of
Yeah.
Mike. You know?
Yeah, memory.
In
Yeah,
his
man.
memory.
That's
You
all.
right.
That's all I think.
Oh man.
Yeah, that
man,
might
yeah.
be it. That might be it, man. Look, but moving on, shit.
What else
Man,
we
we
got
had
on the agenda?
your boy NLE Choppa. I know you don't know the new rappers.
I know NLE Choppa.
You know Choppa.
You know why I know NLE Choppa? Because he do a lot of positive things on like his social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to. What you feel on the new young generation, man, starting to wake up spiritually and just pretty much say, man, fuck the violent music. We gonna start creating positivity and good vibes from now on. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, boy? Fresh? How you feel about it?
Man, I like that. I like the brother Chopper.
Yeah.
I swear, when I first listened to his music, man, a few years ago, I had like the man. I said, this man right here, he got a good head on his shoulders, man. He makes some decent music for you. A lot of people don't make that type of music, man. Just no real music like that. You feel me? It sound good. Some of these people just ripping and rambling all on the track and hipping and hopping. You know, I don't know what they be talking about, man. But I like Chopper. I already had a good vibe about the brother.
Yeah,
And
he
just man, you know, just let me know that he got his head on straight.
You got his head right.
I mean, that's all we asked for.
You know, I mess with him.
Yep.
I support the brother.
He showed tweeted, he said, I don't rap about violence no more. If you hear it from me, it's an old song, 100. I want to spread positivity and wake people up. I'm still dropping for y'all, though, but just know I'm on to better and I'm trying to grow. I got more to talk about now. I like that from the brother, man.
I saw on his Twitter where he had a video where he was showing people how to peel ginger. And he was saying that was good for your insides. I said, look at this brother.
Look at the brother. Now.
See, that's what we need out here, man.
Whoever is influencing my brother is doing a good job.
Whoever it is, brother, it don't matter. Who
I think
you
I
are.
got an idea because my boy, it's this guy on YouTube called Spiritual Soul. He got about 1 million.
I like Spiritual Soul. He dope.
Right.
Who is that? Who is Spiritual Soul?
Gazer,
Gazer. Look, that's all my spiritual soul subscribers out there, cause my boy gotta be subscribed to that nigga, cause everything he's saying, he retweeting and recreating and actually out here living it out. So
what he doing?
I
Like, who is
appreciate
he?
that. Spiritual soul, he just a YouTuber, man, that be putting people on just a bunch of spiritual topics and how to raise their frequency.
And he like
sun gazing
and being in nature.
Talking about the food shortages and things like that.
Oh,
So
that's crazy, because we were just talking about it in the first half of the podcast about how nature, you know what I'm saying, how most of the most influential people in religious history, they always go to themselves and be in nature, right?
Right. That's
from Jesus to
they
Noah
use nothing
to
but the
Muhammad.
5 elements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Earth, air,
Mother
water,
nature,
fire,
man, I
spirit.
always gotta go back to the mother.
That's it. That's
yeah.
it, man. So we appreciate NLE Choppa actually taking spiritual soul words and putting it into action and actually putting it up online and actually, you know what I'm saying, putting it in his music from now on to awaken, you know what I'm saying, our other young brothers and sisters. So,
Which is something we definitely need, bro.
yeah, definitely.
We didn't had enough generations of people going down that path, man. Let's try to make a new road. Let's make a new road.
I'm with you.
I'm into I might be into the new positive trap music. You know,
The positive trap music.
That positive trap music, talking about you know what I'm saying, shoot, getting on a higher vibration and
I'm
meditating.
busting down these vegan burgers.
Hey, I'm busting down them. Look,
Right now.
I'm trying to tell you. Hold on, shit. I think I got a little snippet. You know what I'm saying? He ain't put this out, so we ain't gonna be charged with you know,
What that
take
is?
this down. You know, the music, just the.
Oh, is this?
Check him out.
You sow what you reap, I've been reaping what I've been sowing. When you fuck, you get her DNA, so I ain't home. I told my mama I don't know what's going on, I'm grown. Maturity and prosperity, that's all I've been shown. Ain't wearing no mask, nigga, fuck the pilot. Fake ass coronavirus. Cops killing started riots. Perception is what you decide.
Man, we would have listened to him. We wouldn't even be in
Life is all
this.
a lie until you open your third eye. Change your vibrations, then you change your life. Speaking affirmations to the moon and the
Moonlight.
talk to my water before I drink it, cause I know that it's all life. Meditation next key is gonna be alright. You say you looking for some peace, you just gotta breathe right. Everything you need is within yourself, just realize. Kings and queens, that's why we matter, black lives.
Hey. That's
That's what
that
we
new
need.
snippet from new positive Choppa.
But you know, there's always
Awaken
been like
Chopper.
that though. Like in hip hop, there's always been like that element. Even if you go back to the NWA days, you had people like Ice Cube, who at first they were like, you know what I'm saying, gangster, but then as he got more into like political, he got more into like a political
He just got more
ideology.
conscious,
He
man.
got more conscious, right?
When you ain't got to worry about where your next meal coming from, shit, you can start thinking on a little higher level. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's an interesting point.
That's where it's at, man.
That's an interesting point.
I appreciate the brother starting to put that out, man. That's what we need right now.
Yeah, it's definitely what we need, man. We done had enough of the foolishness, man. It's time to cut the tomfoolery out, man, and just get back to like all the buffoonery. All that foolishness, as my OG used to say, all that foolishness that you doing, all that foolishness ain't gonna eat it now, you know. So yeah, man, like NLE Choppa, we want to say from the Fonswa podcast, bro, we rock with you, man.
We rocking with that.
We rocking with you,
Already
Fonswa.
All right.
What's on the next agenda?
Next on the agenda, man. I don't know if you heard. Back into the political news. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, just put out a threat to the president saying Trump is gonna need an army with him if he steps back in New York City to walk in Trump's hometown. The governor is telling him, "You're gonna have to have an army with you, Mr. President."
What? He said that?
Fam, I thought that was against the law. I thought Secret Service was gonna snatch his ass up saying some shit like that to the
He
president.
said that.
That's a threat.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
an actual threat to the president, bro. Like Cuomo gonna get his ass popped out here doing saying some crazy shit like that. Man. They done gone wild in New York, but that was all because he stopped the federal funding to New York, saying that pretty much Trump was saying the three top cities. that have all this rioting and looting going on, he's not gonna give federal funding to, because they ran by Democrats and they're deliberately defunding the police so this chaos can go on and they can burn the cities down. So he's like, shit, fuck it, y'all ain't gonna get no funding out of me. You know what I'm saying? And
so what you think about that, FreshGod?
Cuomo said he wasn't rocking with that.
I think Trump needs to throw some balls, to be honest with you, man. If I was the president, I'd be running this country like Big Meats, Larry Hoover. You feel me?
Throw them gangsters out on the street.
You feel me?
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Man, I off with his head. You feel me? He wouldn't have came outside no more.
Yeah.
So who would have went in there and got him?
Exactly.
But you know what's so crazy, bro? You see a lot of black people that's coming out that's talking about, you know what I'm saying, how they support Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part to me. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the video with the dude that they got on the Trump Make America Great hat again, and he's sitting in the car. He talking about, you know, how Trump then made black people rich. Y'all
and a lot of hood came up. I ain't see that video.
See that? Hold on. Let me
I ain't
bring
see
up the
that
video.
but the hood
let me
came
pull up
up.
the video. Hold on, let me pull up the video. Here you go.
I ain't heard that one, my guy.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm finna put it up right now, y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I'm representing the T for the Trump, baby. Because, boy, we been getting money for 2020. I know poor motherfuckers been getting unemployment who ain't supposed to get unemployment. I know motherfuckers been getting the PPP loans. Ain't supposed to get the PPP loans. I know motherfuckers done got the SBA loan.
Okay.
Ain't got the SBA loan. I know motherfuckers went and got food stamps.
Yes, sir.
To get food stamps. I know some motherfucker with some money went and scammed for all the goddamn shit the president
yes,
made
sir.
possible. Now, Obama wouldn't have made it this easy. Obama wouldn't have left the gates open for niggas to get money like this.
Talk about it.
The president made it easy for you. I know bitches getting unemployment in 3 states.
Talk about it.
Niggas getting unemployed. I know niggas done applied for SBA loans in 7 states and damn near done got $250,000.
Talk about it.
His grave out here. Thanks to my motherfucking president. Thanks to my mother. I know people who were supposed to get the SBA loan and didn't get it because all the crooks got it.
Hey,
shit, boy, I love
enough.
Boy, we know how to hook and crook.
He said nothing wrong. He said
this man,
wrong.
the viewpoints of Alan Poole do not reflect
Tell me something he said wrong though.
I don't know, man. I don't see how y'all messing with Trump like that, man. But
the man just put it out. What you mean, bro? Over there at the crossings at the apartments, bro. Everybody over there got a new challenger in charge over there, bro. It was one lady.
I don't know.
One lady in the apartments got everybody set up on them SBA loans, bro. $10,000 checks to everybody at the whole apartment complex. This was back in March of this year. I'm telling you, the hood came up under Trump. Y'all better stop playing.
Well, we know that Alan wants to make America great again.
I'm just trying to get out of my situation, man. That boy said make America great again. But man, I really like I said other times, my other occasions, man. I don't care who in there, man. It's what they gonna do for us at the end of the day, man. I know Trump probably he did a lot of stuff financial wise or whatever, but I'm gonna need to see some more, man. We need more than that, man.
What you think we need though? If you could talk to Trump, what would you like? You know what I'm saying? What would you tell him that you wanted?
We got to work on getting free health care, man. That's one thing. That's my biggest thing. It's free health care because a lot of people, man, can't afford to go to the hospital. And if they do go, like they take off work, they lose the money. You see what I'm saying? Or they scared because they don't want a big hospital bill. You see what I'm saying? And they pay insurance anyway from their job coming out their check, and then they still can't get the health care that they need. You see what I'm saying? Right. It's too expensive, man. It's too expensive, and people dying out here every day just because they can't afford to go to the hospital, which is a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame, man. It's all kind of stuff going on out here. Not just that either. College tuition, man. We need free education out here.
Yeah. I definitely think that schooling is definitely important. Do you consider that to be like a form of reparations? If he said that we're gonna give black people free,
that ain't need no reparations.
Nah, that ain't reparations.
Have free health care and free education. So why can't we do? We supposed to be the big dogs, you feel me? we supposed to be number one and leading and everything. The big kahuna, you feel me?
So what's stopping it? Like if everybody wants it, what's stopping it?
Listen,
The reparations. Let me
No,
tell you
not
something.
just reparations, but just like everything that we want, like from free healthcare to, because nothing's free in a capitalist
Nothing is
society.
free.
Right?
What you have to understand is when you say free, a lot of that means state-owned, government-owned. So when you talk about the government controlling your healthcare, your school system, just pretty much your everyday way of life, giving checks out every month, that's a socialist, aka communist economy. That is what you're talking about.
But America always had some form of socialism, right?
You got
even
some
when you
form.
start talking about Social Security.
But you don't
right?
want too much. Social Security.
This is a commonwealth. Like
but just like we
America is a
said
commonwealth.
when we was talking about the child support. Now, with those people going to jail because they not paying child support, a lot of women don't want to stay with their man because they give government support and government checks. It's breaking up the family. You see what I'm saying? 73%. I think I saw an article earlier this week. 73% of black people are born to a single mother. People that have unmarried parents. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying, they don't stay together because they feel like they can do it without their man. They feel like they don't need a 2-person income because mama working and she getting government checks so she could take care of all of us. You see what I'm saying? And that's really bad, you know what I'm saying?
But when did that start? Do y'all know when that started?
I don't really care when it started, but it's now. It's happening now.
Just so people can have a little historical context. That began back in the 60s.
Yeah.
That began back in the 60s when they started to outsource
and
the
that
jobs.
tie in even to Planned Parenthood and
Right.
things
They
like
did
that.
that
Aborting a lot of these black babies.
They got that when we had the situation that in the 60s where they started to outsource these jobs, sending jobs out to other countries so they can make goods cheaper. And what that did was we were the bottom labor class, so they no longer needed that labor. So what ended up happening was you saw a massive amount of people starting to get on welfare. But on welfare, you had the stipulations for welfare were that the man could not be inside of the home.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what that did was that forced people, because once the man lost his job from being outsourced, not to any fault of his own, but just because of political and corporate interests, he was left without a job to take care of his family, which meant that his family had to go on welfare.
Right.
So when they had to go on welfare, that meant that he couldn't have been in the house anymore, which further
put him on the street.
That put him on the street and made the state. It made the state, bro. It made the state the father.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this before I get up out of here, cause I think the CO's come around the corner, my boy. But that movie Claudine, if people have time out there, watch Claudine with what's his man's name in this movie, Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones starring that movie. What Kwame was just talking about. And I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm gonna let y'all have it, but hey, man, y'all doing a good job over there holding it down for me.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
you'll be out
next week.
Yeah, you'll be out next week, right?
Oh yeah, I come holler at y'all next week, man. You already know.
Fonswa. I'll holler at you.
Yeah, man, that was my dude, Fred the FreshGod. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
him coming through as he can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Doing
man,
what he can.
The COs was coming around the corner. He had to go ahead and stash the, what I'm saying, the camera, you know what I'm saying, the phone and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But what else we got on the agenda?
Man, look, I want to play this clip, man. That my girl Summer Walker, she shared on her Instagram. It was from a Breakfast Club interview from a guy. I just wanted to get your opinion on this, kind of piggybacking on what we was just talking about.
All right, go ahead.
Have not one single black community in America. Right now, we do not have not one single black community in America. Not one. It's impossible for you to play as a community. Means you got a team. People got mutual understandings, interests, and direction and plans. You have not one black community in America. All you got are black neighborhoods. A neighborhood is where you eat and sleep. A hotel is a neighborhood. A neighborhood is like having a bucket with a hole in it. You're pouring water in it. It runs out. It has no effect. And in some of these neighborhoods, it's gotten so bad now, they're not even neighborhoods anymore. The crime has gotten so high, they ran a neighbor out. All you got left is a hood.
That's right.
That's why they call it the hood. Nothing left in there. They don't have any communities. They have a community must have three elements. make a community, qualify as a community. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can produce jobs, services, goods, products, and resources for your own people. 2, the second thing you must have in there, you must have a code of conduct, saying this is how we're going to behave. Here's how we're going to love and support each other. Here's how I'm going to get along. Here's why when I go to the Breakfast Club, I'm going to love and respect those blacks on there. Appreciate them. Care about them. Protect them. And lastly, you must have politicians elected to office who will represent you first and foremost. You don't put black folk in public office that will look out for everybody else before they look out for you. If you don't have those 3 things, you don't have a community. Now, you got to go back in that community and do what I told you in my books. You must build a 5-story building. Once you get a community, that's your platform. That's your baseline. It's because you got turf and territory. It's like building a house. Now you got something to situate it on. You can't build a house with nothing. It has to be structured on something. And once you build that foundation, that community, now the first thing you work on is economics. You started practicing group economics in a vertical order. Practicing group economics, making your money bounce in your own community 8 to 12 times before it leaves. Spend your money with your own people first. Buy from your own people first. So you get an economy going in your community. Buying your own people's products, service, and good, like you do in Chinatown, any other town, Mexican town. And once you get that economy going, then you get the profits coming, the resources, the money coming in from your economy, then you go to the second floor. The second floor is politics. Our people got that backwards. They want to get into politics before they get an economy. Backwards as hell. You won't make it. And the politics is the second floor. I learned that before I ran campaigns when I was in office with 2 presidents, okay? It won't work. You get politics at the second floor. And don't worry about voting. Voting is immaterial. Voting is a game. It's a form of entertainment. So when you get to the second floor, you take the money that you get from the first floor and you buy the second floor. You buy every politician. You buy every politician with the money you made on the first floor.
So should we vote at all?
I'll tell you that in 1 second.
Okay.
If you got enough money, if you haven't got enough money to buy them, then you rent or lease them, okay? So you can get what you want. Make them do what you want to do. And then you make those politicians then go to the third floor. The third floor is your your court system, your police system. And make those politicians on the second floor control the politicians who quit shooting black kids on the street and mistreating and beating black folk. You control the court system so they won't be getting 40 years in jail for having marijuana and all that kind of stuff. You got it. So your second floor controls your third floor. Your courts controls your judges and stuff. Just like I'm talking about with Trump and all that. Then the fourth floor, what you get into is media. You take your money off the first floor and you buy media. You got about 12,000 radio stations in the United States. Out of that 12,000, black folks that owns a major portion, at least 15% of them. You got 12,000 cable systems. Blacks don't own it. Basically, none of them hardly. You have 5,000 daily newspapers. They don't own a damn daily newspaper. You got 5,000 TV stations. Blacks might own one some places too, the best. You don't own. In other words, black folk own 35 thousandths of 1% in media. You don't own media. You can't communicate. You can't organize. You can't motivate. Exactly. And so that's the structure. If you want to build your wealth and power, that's how you do it.
What was the fifth floor? I think I might have missed that.
I missed it.
You said economics, politics, politicians, media,
education on the top.
Education.
And,
all right.
And again, the fifth floor was education. And here again, based on my collective experiences, I got 6 college degrees and been in all levels of government, from the highest to the lowest, international politics, head of trade missions in third world countries. I said, black folks should understand education is the last thing. Education is a tool, just like a hammer and a saw. But you got to have an economy to be able to use it. That's why these black kids go get a damn degree. They can't get a job in the black community. They got to go back to a white community, somebody else's community, to somebody else's business, and ask for a job. And once you do that, white people place the value on what your education is worth. That's why I can go past McDonald's and Burger King, got black kids in there with master's degrees, mopping floors and working as clerks with degrees, college degrees, in Burger Kings and McDonald's. You understand what I'm saying? Because they've got master's degrees, but they mastered nothing.
I'm gonna keep it right there.
Man, that was some truth from Claude Anderson, if you ever heard it, man. Because at the end of the day, I keep saying the same thing, man. I know we have a lot of different factions within the black community. We We have some people that believe in socialism. We believe some people that are Marxists. We have some people that are capitalists. But the one and all that is just saying, when you say that you're a Marxist, all that really is just saying like you believe that you have like different forms of economies. Socialism is an economy. Capitalism is a sort of economy.
Well, Marxists, that would come from Karl Marx, right?
Right, that would come from Karl Marx, but all Karl Marx did was just break down economies, right? He just broke down what socialism is as far as the economy. He broke down what communism is as an economy. He identified capitalism as an economy. So
he identified the economies, but he was also a known communist.
But that doesn't. But when you say you are a Marxist, you just what you're basically saying when you say someone is a Marxist today is seen as somebody that's a communist or a socialist. But all Marx did was just identify these economies and say how they work.
And wrote the Communist Manifesto.
It wrote the Communist Manifesto, right?
Now, a lot of things like the two lesbians that co-created Black Lives Matter, they call themselves Marxists. They are admitted Marxists. Now, their form of Marxism is kin to communism. That's right. So what Marx did, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily agree. I understand the economy aspects and things. He delved deep in that with the philosophical things on the economy. But people after him, what they took from that, I think, was more of a communist understanding of what he wrote. Because his most famous writing is that Communist Manifesto.
I think that what Marx did was when he broke down what capitalism was, most people just assume that, you know, capitalism is bad because it doesn't leave a lot of room for rectitude, right? It doesn't leave a lot of room for humanity because it's all about the bottom line. So I think that's why people started to associate Marx with left-leaning type of politics. But at the end of the day, he just basically just identified these different economics.
Yeah. I just want to say, if you don't think America is a communist country, then you need to look at what a communist country truly is. Because I think today, more so than ever, is more leaning towards communism. It is communism. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the New Deal was a form of, I don't think it's communism, but it's definitely a form of socialism, right? Because even when you go back to Franklin D. Roosevelt, it's like the New Deal was a form of communism. Social Security is a form of socialism, right?
I don't really separate those two, though. I don't. When you say socialism, it's akin to communism. That's what it is.
It's not communism.
People don't like that word because it has a negative connotation to it, but it is what it is. When you take wealth of one and divide it upon the many, that is communism.
No. That's not what communism is. Communism is when the means of production are put into the hands of the state. Socialism is when the means of production is put in the hands of the people who produce it. So that's two different things, right?
So I'm saying if I create something, right? If I create a certain amount of wealth for myself,
right?
If I have an income, don't I have to pay taxes?
According to this system, yeah.
Right. That's not me saying, hey, my production, I'm going to take my charity and spread it. That's the government saying, hey, whatever you made,
we want a portion. Yeah, we have to have a portion.
We need that portion.
Whether you have a communist, whether you have a communist, whether you have a communist economy or whether you have a socialist economy or whether you have a capitalist economy where we live in, there are always going to be taxes because the government's always going to say, hey, we need a portion so we can do this and that, so we can build roads, so we can do, programs or whatever. But for the most part, to get back to what I was, trying to put out there was, as far as I know, we have all kind of different people within our community that believe all kind of different things. But I think the one thing that we should all be able to agree upon is that we have to get our finances and our economics right.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to be a socialist, whether
what was that guy's name that we just listened to?
That's Dr. Claude Anderson.
Dr. Claude Anderson. I like that 5-story theory.
The analogy, how he did that 5 story, because it's true. I think as far as black people, we think, oh, well, we just go and vote. People ask me why I don't vote most of the time. It's because
we don't have no community. So
it's not even
that's exactly what he said.
Bro, we don't have no economics.
He said it himself. He said voting, the hell with voting. Voting is entertainment if you don't have nothing to stand on.
If you have nothing to stand on, bro. If you don't have any economic, if you can't buy this politician, then once you put him in office, he will go to the person who, who pays him. Going back to even like Obama. Obama ran and had some starch grassroots work done for him. Like, people all over the country, especially black people, went to town for him. Like, for real, like, was doing major work. Like, I remember this one movie based on a true story. What's the dude's name? He was the actor that played in the old school movie. Not the old school movie, but he played in Minister Society. He was Sharif's father, the one that says you are don't survive, and the hunt is on and you are to pray. His name was Rock. He had a TV show, but he even played in a movie. This guy that spent all his money to get President Obama elected. Right? They even made a movie about this guy. And to go back to what I'm saying, President Obama got into office. What's his name? Hold on. We're going to look up his name. There he is, Charles S. Dutton. That's the guy I'm talking about, right? Okay. So he played in a movie dedicated to Obama. This guy that spent all his money, lost everything, so he can see Obama be elected, right? But when Obama was elected...
It's called The Obama Effect.
The Obama Effect. That's the name of the movie.
I think, is it on... What is it on?
I think it should be on Amazon, right?
Watch.
Yeah, but anyway, so people like him went all around the world all around the country went and tried to get Obama elected. But then when you look back at it, what was it for? Because at the end of the day, when he got elected, guess what? When Goldman Sachs gave him the check, guess who he bailed out? He didn't bail out the American people. He bailed out Goldman Sachs. So that lets you know that money speaks more than the vote. Because if the vote meant something, then all these people who did all this stuff, he would have focused on helping them first. But when he first got in office, the first thing he did was help the person that paid him the most for his campaign.
Yeah, that's
so that lets you know that lets you know that economics is where it's at, because the politician is only going to do what he's doing. And then
you use the economics to buy the politician.
And you can't be expecting individuals who go to schools, who gain debt, and who haven't been indoctrinated with your philosophy to cater to you.
Yeah.
These people that's coming out like Chris McDaniels in Mississippi, these people like Phil Bryant, we in Mississippi, these people like Tate Reeves, they're not only politicians, but they come from a place. Their people have put institutions in place to make sure that when they get to where they are, that they have allegiance to their people. That's something that's been implanted in them. That's something that's indoctrinated into them through these institutions, through the colleges and the fraternities and schools that they attend, right. Private schools most of the time. So
I want to go back to that's a good point. I want to go back to the definition of communism. Now this is the Google definition. Now, and I say Google, I mean the censored. You know what I'm saying? What they want you to hear. But this is what they say. A political theory derived from Karl Marx advocating class war and leading to a society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs. Now, there's an article that just came out. This is from the New American that says the CDC declares itself landlord of all rental property in America.
What? When that happened? Let me see.
That was what was that? February. That was Friday. That was August 4th. Let me go to the actual. I got it pulled up. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that? If they owned all the rental property, I mean, that would just completely like totalitarianism to its finest.
Yeah, it is those high. But we already, like I said in the last podcast, we on paper America is a constitutional republic, but in reality it's an inverted totalitarian system, right? So this is the system that we live in. Inverted totalitarian system just means that politicians are governed. Politicians make rules and govern, but they are controlled by corporations. And that's where we at right now. Like Goldman Sachs is a corporation, right? So Obama got in, and then he did what he had to do for Goldman Sachs, right? Because that corporate interest put him where he is. The money that they put behind him, that backed him, that's what, you know what I'm saying, got him to where he catapulted him to the position, right? Same way with so many other presidents. If you want to know who they're loyal to, just look at who funded them, their campaign.
Yeah, I think this whole CDC thing is all part of the plan to roll these vaccines out, and pretty much saying if you are under the rental property of the CDC, then you have to take a COVID test, or you would have to take a vaccine, or you would have to do certain things. I'm going to just read this article. So it says,
go ahead.
The CDC is America's new landlord. The Center for Disease Controls and Prevention, operating under the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, has asserted jurisdiction over private residential leases nationwide. It intends to curtail evictions until at least the end of the year, and in fact, its new directives threatens federal criminal penalties against landlords who ignore tenant declarations made using CDC forms. It is unclear, to put it mildly, exactly how this jurisdiction over private contracts in state/local courts flows into Congress, much less an administrative agency acting on its own. One federal office justifies the bizarre and legally dubious action based on the CDC's broad character to stop the spread of a communicable diseases, a character at which they failed miserably with COVID. So, again, it was announced without congressional input or approval, and purely by administrative decree. Now, this to me goes against all what the Constitution says. There is no way in hell that by constitutional law, a private entity such as the CDC can take on all the rental and landlord just ownership. Right. Of the land like that. You see what I'm saying? And
I mean, it just depends on, do they own the land? Do they own the land?
They have jurisdiction over it.
Yeah, if they have jurisdiction, then yeah.
Has asserted jurisdiction over private residential leases. So they are now in control of your lease that you have with your landlord. So what pretty much saying that whatever they want to do with it, they can do with it. Now they'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is so you don't get evicted. We're trying to say, but we're not going for that. You see what I'm saying? We already know what the bigger thing is in power, and they talking about, oh, it's just until the end of the year. That's bullshit, because the CDC just put out, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Fauci and them, we don't think this coronavirus shit will ever be back to normal. We don't think it'll ever be over. You know what I'm saying? They want to run out multiple waves of this vaccine. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you get one, but one might not be enough. We might need to keep rolling them out. And let me tell you something. Anybody out there talking about a vaccine, you can leave me out of that shit, bro. I'll go back and live in a tent in a motherfucking country before I take a fucking vaccine. And that's on me. There's no way in hell I'm letting you put some experimental shit in my body at all. It usually takes, 2 to 5 years to do research and have the FDA approve a vaccine. And they are totally just going past all, you know what I'm saying, boundaries and things, you know what I'm saying, these type of outlines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to follow the Nuremberg laws. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Right, the Nuremberg laws.
Right. And that's your right to deny a vaccine. But now they're saying it's under Homeland Security, like you'll be a threat to the rest of the world if you don't have it.
Like when you start seeing people like with George Bush when he signed the Patriot Act. It's like under fear you can do a lot of things, right? Whether it's for good or for bad.
Fear is the word.
Right. For whether it's good or bad, like under the disguise of like, you know, assisting you, or you know what I'm saying, under fear you'll give up all kind of stuff, right?
All kinds of shit.
So because you know, even though it might be for your good or even though it might be for your bad, it is still a lot. You still are more willing to give up certain freedoms just because security.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's
not what we need to do though. Don't give up your freedoms in the eyes of national security. That's how they got the Nazis.
Well, then the narrative becomes well, if you don't take this vaccine, then what you're doing is you're putting other people at risk. So
how would I put you at risk if you have the vaccine? If you take the vaccine, you should be immune. Am I right? So therefore, me not having the vaccine should not even affect you.
But what they're saying is everybody doesn't have the vaccine, right? So until they can officially say everyone has been vaccinated, then there's still a potential of you harming someone else, right? According to the narrative that they're pushing, right?
If they have a vaccine out, right? If they have it out, and you are able to voluntarily, not mandatory, get it. Those who want to volunteer and go stick themselves with some experimental shit can do that. But having it mandatory, that wouldn't make any sense. If you want the vaccine, go get the vaccine. Don't tell me I have to go get it because you're scared that you're going to, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
you just protect yourself.
Now, understand what I'm saying though, right? I'm just saying like as far as like this is the context of it, right? This is how I feel like they're going to frame it. This is not me personally standing up and saying that I believe in the vaccines because, like I said before, I just don't believe in the state at all at this point.
The Tuskegee experiments were a thing. So
well, even if you don't know about that,
go look that up.
If you go just look at Loud Station, I think that's what it is, Loud Station, Indiana, where they was taking the kids out and then they were holding like experiments on children.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and they were doing radiation experiments on children or whatever.
Right.
And one dude, I forget the dude's name, but he was like, he had a hole in his head. He's old now, but when he was young, they had put a hole in his head from the radiation. That's the only reason why people even know that the radiation experiments went on because he survived and he has a big hole in his head.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know if, you know what I'm saying?
I don't trust in the same people to stick some shit into you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not trusting the same people because those people are probably dead and gone. But what you're doing is you're trusting the same system.
Exactly.
That empowered those people to do that, right? And with the Black Lives Matter situation going on, where we see police or agents of the state committing certain crimes that seem heinous and getting away with it, like it's not the fact that police are shooting black people in the street that makes people angry. It's the fact that we're seeing them get shot in the street and there's no justification for these shootings in most times, and you know what I'm saying, there's nothing from the state that condemns it or that even tries to, you know what I'm saying, rectify it. So
let me ask you a question: Would a vaccine would that have anything to do with race?
Well, we all have taken vaccines before, right? We when you was in school, you probably don't remember it, but you took a vaccine.
Yeah,
hepatitis vaccines, all that stuff, right? But
would that have anything to do with race though?
What?
A vaccine, would it matter what race you were?
I think it does because recently I saw on a news article where they were talking about how not enough black people are involved with the testing for this.
Exactly.
Because we don't trust them.
But I ask you though, why would a vaccine that's dealing with health and a specific virus have to do with race?
Because everybody has different everybody has different genome makeup, right? Everybody's genetics is not the same.
I'm saying, what does my genetics have to do with the virus?
Because you have to sample different genetics so you can make a virus. I mean, you can make a vaccine for the virus. You can't give to the African what you gonna give to.
They gave that same flu shot to them white kids as they gave to black children.
And that's one of our biggest things, that we live in a society where it's basically fitted for white people, right? And it doesn't cater to us or our needs. Like even in our schooling is Eurocentric, right? Sit down. Pay attention to the teacher.
I get that, but
versus sometimes a lot of Africans learn different.
Human biology should be the same around.
It's not though.
Genetics is different than. Okay.
Your face looks different. You have different facial features.
Right, that's genetics. That has nothing to do with me. Oh, a common cold can affect me different than how it affects you because of your skin color.
It can. It might not affect you.
Skin color, bro.
It might affect you like, okay, say like the Senegalese people, right? The reason why we can't go on the islands because they
haven't been exposed to certain.
They haven't
certain
been
things.
exposed to certain things, right?
So, but a person who's assimilated in America, who's already been ancestors been exposed to the same shit as the white kid down the street. How is a damn vaccine catering to my skin? That don't even make no fucking sense. And them saying that should let the people that's awake and that's not sheep out here wearing fucking masks should let you know that they are targeting black people. You're targeting. It's not enough black people in the test because shit, nigga, you ain't tested animals yet. You going past all type of shit. You are fast tracking the hell out of a fucking vaccine that you ain't did enough testing on. Why in the fuck would I put my black
animals at? Like,
come on, fam. I ain't seen no rats and rabbits. I ain't seen monkeys I ain't seen shit, bro. All I heard is them talking about we need people that have the highest potential of contracting the virus, which is blacks and natives. Man, I'm gonna show you this shit. This is Bill Gates.
That's a good point, though.
And from there, they deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions.
Yeah, and that's Melinda. That's Melinda Gates that's talking.
With people,
I always find it weird
that
I
you
always
need black people.
I find it weird that every time you go talk about the Gates Foundation in Africa, they always bring in like vaccines and medical stuff.
That's all. You don't need a vaccine, bro. Are we gonna follow Dr. Sebi or we gonna follow Dr. Fauci? Which one? Cause before, you know what I'm saying, after Nipsey died, everybody wanted them to tell you, we need that Dr. Sebi doc. We need this and we need that information out. This man cured cancer. He cured AIDS. But as soon as Dr. Fauci bring his bitch ass on stage at the White House press conference, everybody going off of CDC guidelines, and now we need a vaccine before things become back to normal. No, Dr. Sebi verbatim said, viruses, diseases, ailments, and cancers do not exist. That ain't nothing but mucus in the body, in the brain, in the system. So therefore, you eliminate the mucus and you eliminate all disease and viruses. They do not exist on an alkaline level.
That only applies if you believe Dr. Sebi, though.
Is he black?
Who?
Is Dr. Sebi black?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I believe my black brother?
I don't know. Maybe you Maybe you don't consider race the key factor in if you should believe somebody or not, right?
With my brother,
have there been black people that have lied to other black people?
I asked you about Dr. Sebi. I'm asking about that. I'm not asking you about a puppet. I'm asking you about somebody who died.
How do we know?
Did he not die? Did he not die in the hands of
like
the officials?
70 and he was doing the work for like 30 years.
I'm saying, did he not die in jail? Did you look that up? I'm saying,
Dr. Sebi.
Did Dr. Sebi die in jail?
I'm not sure. Did he?
He did.
What was he in jail for?
He was in jail because they said he was claiming to be a doctor and the false claims of him curing a person, and they locked him up for it when he went to the airport. No, actually, they locked him up because he had $20,000 in his suitcase. It was too much money. So once he got locked up, this man was healthy as all get out. He died in the hands of the officials, in the hands of those officers in jail.
And
just
so I can be clear, I'm not for or against this, right? I'm just raising the obvious question.
Oh yeah, it's the devil's advocate,
not the devil's advocate. I'm with Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? So the Yahweh advocate, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that we get both sides of perspective, because just because a lot of people cater or believe in what Dr. Sebi stood for doesn't mean that should be applied just in general, right? Because certain people just don't subscribe to what he taught, right? So for me, it's like,
But to me, I get what you're saying. But as a black person, bro, you shouldn't count out your brother before you start listening to some people that ain't for you. You see what I'm saying? We already know this government. You know what I'm saying? These folks talking about this CDC shit, they flip-flop. Have they not contradicting information?
First it was that if you touch something, then, you know what I'm saying, then you get it.
Yeah.
Then they didn't.
Well, first it was airborne. You know what I'm saying? First it came from a
No,
bat.
first it came from a bat. Then they were saying that if you touch something, you can get it, wear gloves. Then they went to, well, you need to wear a mask because if you wear a mask, it's airborne. And if somebody's saliva get on you or, you know, or in your nose or whatever, or on your mouth or whatever, you can potentially catch it, right?
Right.
So, so it's like, for me, it's all speculative, right? You don't really know anything. I'm sitting here on this podcast, but I'm not a chemist. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know exactly. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know.
You got two choices.
What's going on?
You got two choices. You gonna understand what the teachings was of Dr. Sebi, and understand that he was actually for you, and actually bring up the facts and research for yourself. The guy who cured AIDS. Right, cured somebody of cancer and was proven to do it. You know what I'm saying? Did the test on the person and they had cancer. Went through his, you know what I'm saying, level of treatment, and then came out on the other side and the cancer was eliminated. Right, this was actually written in a newspaper, and he went to court and proved himself. That's why he didn't go to jail once he was sued.
That's what Nipsey was talking about, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So are we gonna believe a brother like that, or are we gonna believe white Dr. Fauci that's in the likes of the World Health Organization and paid off by Bill and Melinda Gates? And
that's the one thing that always is that's the one thing that's always been suspicious about the thing. What does Bill Gates know about medicine? This dude is a tech guy. So what do you really know about medicine? Why are you the face of medicine?
Because he know about computers, and he knows about how to put viruses in his computers. So how can I put viruses?
I saw that meme. They was talking about
the
way that Bill Gates made his money was by infecting people with viruses and then giving you the cure for it,
right?
Selling you the cure for it, right?
As he did with his own Microsoft software.
And some people believe that's what he's trying to do right now. You know, that he put the virus out there. He's backing this whole coronavirus thing so he can sell you and get you to the, you know, where he wants you to be with the vaccine.
Take the vaccine. And then you got to understand, the vaccine going to be free, but it's a whole lot of people making money off this shit too.
Because then the whole situation in India where all those people that he gave vaccines to, they ended up getting disfigured and become polio.
That's so India, Africa, Haiti, wherever this man has been.
You don't never come to these places and build any real like institutions you don't never build any like real estate. You don't build up the real estate or nothing. You just come with medicine.
Like, take this.
It's like, bro, like you like one of the richest men in the world. Like, could you build some roads? Could you build some hospitals?
Something else besides putting heavy metals in our body?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. But
you know, hey.
we getting ready to wrap this thing up, man, because we are almost hitting our 2 hour mark or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna wrap it up right here.
We're gonna wrap it up in a second. You know what I'm saying? But do you have any lasting words?
Yeah,
that you want to leave the
I got a couple. Just a few more things, bro. If I can get your opinion on
Go ahead.
A few more things. It came out on. I don't know if you've seen it. A guy from Shelby County Health Department. He got a letter from the health department in Tennessee, and they issued a letter saying that his deceased mother tested positive for COVID. Now his mother died in February, right? But they saying he called up there, and they told him his mother took a test in June. Now tell me how you gonna take a test in June? You know what I'm saying? And you dead. It don't make sense. Make it make sense. And it's got him looking at, you know, the rest of these numbers across the nation like funny. Like, fam, where is y'all getting these? Are they really spikes in the cases, or are y'all just saying this as part of an agenda? Because
for those who are skeptical, you know, they definitely have reason to be skeptical, in my opinion, because like I said before, this system has lied so much, whether it's the Iraq war, whether it's whatever, man, they have a track record of just lying to us, right? And then just going with the lie to the end. So so when people are skeptical of these things, you know, I don't blame you. I would say that me personally, like I said in the last podcast, protect yourself though. It could be false, but it could be true. So at the end of the day, since I don't know, I don't have a definite answer for it. I'm gonna make sure that I at least try to protect myself.
Yeah, protect yourself cases. By eating right. Protect yourself by taking the necessary vitamins and supplements you need.
That is not a one.
I want to play the clip though from the actual news station.
And wear your mask.
Fuck a mask.
I know you don't want that.
Passed away 6 months ago. So why would he get a letter saying his mom is positive for COVID-19 and needs to self-isolate? It's a little late for that. The local I-Team's Jenny DePrizio is trying to get to the bottom of what went wrong.
Troy Whittington was sure surprised when he opened up a letter this week that came from the Shelby County Health Department.
I'm just having a hard time understanding how they can say someone has COVID-19 when they're not even alive.
Troy Whittington is baffled. This letter arrived from the Shelby County Health Department for his mother, Sandra Whittington. The letter says she's been diagnosed as COVID positive and needs to isolate. But according to her obituary, the 66-year-old died February 16th. That was weeks before the first case of COVID-19 was even detected in Shelby County.
It's been 6 months, almost 7, since she passed away. There was no testing that was done at that time. On her death certificate, it was stated what the cause of death was, and it was not COVID-19. It was COPD.
Whittington says when he called the health department, he was told she took a COVID-19 test June 20th, which was clearly impossible.
I tried to call the health department this morning, asked them why this is going on. She said she would have to get a supervisor. She was sorry for the mistake, or that she couldn't tell me any information until she got a supervisor, and I haven't heard back from them.
Whittington says this situation makes him question not only the Shelby County Health Department's COVID-19 statistics, but statistics across the country.
I would just like for the health department to be more accurate.
Whittington would also like to point out if his mom had been alive and tested positive in June, why did it take so long for the notification to go out?
We're talking 2 months later, she needs to be quarantined for 10 days. Well, we've already got 60 days from the time of the test to get the letter out to her, which is unacceptable.
Yeah, that's just, more examples of
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? False information being put out there, man. And now you got more celebrities coming out. The Rock. He's saying he got the coronavirus.
Whole entire family had the coronavirus.
Then Tiffany Haddish coming out saying she had the corona, and it's like, fam.
And they could have had it. Let's not
stop the cap, man.
Let's not neglect.
This girl said she took the damn test 12 fucking times, bro, and then each time these celebrities come out, they don't have no symptoms. So why is it, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden somebody else get tested. Now you go get tested. Now. How is a virus so deadly that you have to be tested for you to even know you have it?
Because
make
it
make
bro.
sense, bro. Make it make sense. It ain't no virus. It ain't none. So let's get that out the way.
Hey,
it ain't none.
Hey man, if you don't believe in it, hey, I can't tell you anything else.
It ain't nothing to believe in, my brother.
I feel you, my brother. If you just let me get it out, like if you don't believe in it, that's cool. That's all you. But me, as far as me, I suggest that you take all precautions. That's just me personally. But
on the next episode for Fonswa Podcast, we will expose everything. I have multiple informations on countless doctors saying this virus does not exist, and this is a pandemic. Thank you very much. This has been
the Fonswa Podcast. It's a pandemic.
This has been the Fonswa Podcast. It's Alan Poole.
And this is Kwame Shakur.
All right, we out, y'all.
Fonswa.